What's up, ladies and genitalia? Basic intro. But this is Cruiser Bruiser here, obviously. If you clicked on this video, then you should already know. Otherwise, you're just blindly clicking videos, and it's your own fault. So yeah, figured I'd make a video today. It's been a couple of weeks, but I did warn you guys that I would only be making a video maybe every 2 weeks. Well, it wasn't every 2 weeks now because this is the third week since I've had a video, so whatever. Just know that it's not going to be very often. Maybe more often now that it's getting a little bit warmer out, but which is not really getting warmer out today. It's only 50 degrees and the wind is just blowing like crazy. Very, very windy day. And if you are wondering why the Sportster looks different, well, it's because it's not a Sportster at all. This is a 2013 Harley-Davidson Dyna Street Bob. What? And I know you're thinking to yourself, well, what happened to the Sportster? Well, the Sportster's still at the house. It is in the garage, or the carport, and it is not going anywhere. I mean, I'm going to ride it, but it's not going anywhere as in away from me. Let me fix this mirror real quick. Yeah, I'm not selling the Sportster. Just so you know. I know I posted a picture of this bike on my Instagram and my Facebook and everything, so a lot of people already know that I have it if they follow, you know, my Instagram and Facebook. So yeah, just got this the other day from a friend of mine he's been wanting me to buy it for the past couple of years now, and I've been wanting to buy it for the past couple of years, but nothing's ever lined up to where I was able to get it. So, you know, the Sportster, it's been paid off for a while now. So, I mean, I've owned that for quite a while now. But I was just waiting for some other things to kind of pan out, you know, make sure everything was going to be okay and that I was going to be able to afford this bike. And, yeah, everything kind of panned out the way I was hoping, and finally able to get approved to buy this bike, because obviously I don't have that much money up front. Now, with this being the 2013, it is the 96 cubic inch. I was hoping it was the 103, but I'm not quite sure. I'll have to do a little bit of research on this, because Bob Fett was asking me about it, because he rides a street glide as well, or not a street glide, but a street bob. And he was asking me if it was a 103, because he said that in 2012 they started doing them in 103, but apparently it was an option for the first couple of years of production, and it wasn't, you know, standard on all the street bobs and all the, you know, the Dyna models in general. So apparently it was just an option, and this bike didn't come with that option, or it came with it, but he just didn't get it when he bought this, you know, bought this bike. But it is the Hard Candy Custom. It's the red Hard Candy. Beautiful paint job. I mean, I've never been a huge fan of the sparkly paint, but this, when the sun hits it right, man, this shit looks badass. I like it. I like it a lot. A lot different than those plain flat black bikes that you see most of. I mean, most of these Dynas and stuff, you know, it's most people buy them in just flat black, just plain old black motorcycle. You know, I like them, they look okay, but too many people have them, and, you know, I want something different. And this is what he had, and I like it a lot. This one, and then they had the silver Hard Candy Custom, which is also really nice looking. But I got a pretty decent deal on this thing. I was able to get finance for it, obviously, because, you know, I don't have thousands of dollars to pay right up front. And I got a really, you know, I got a good interest rate on it, but not as good of an interest rate as I got when I got the Sportster. But surprisingly, the payments are only like $20 more a month. And even more surprisingly, the insurance is cheaper on this than it is on the Sportster. Maybe because it has sport like in the name of the Sportster, so maybe that's why it's a little more expensive. It's, you know, the name Sport, you know, generally that and the letter X in vehicles tend to cost more with insurance. I'm not sure why they do it that way. That's just weird. Like an XLT, I had an old Ford Chevy. What the hell's wrong with my brain? I had an old Ford Ranger XLT, and the XLT was more on insurance than it would have been just to get the regular Ranger, whatever the hell the other model letters are. But it was more expensive because I had an X in it. Same thing with like a GT. Like my car is a Celica GT. The GT is more expensive than, like, you know, if it was a regular car with, you know, without the GT in it. Same with the Mustang, you know, da-da-da-da-da. For some reason, those call letters just jack the insurance up. And with this being rubber mount, my Sportster is a solid mount, so it's, you know, engine's just bolted directly to the frame. So it has a little bit more vibration at speed with the Sport, like the Sportster does. But this one here at idle, with it being rubber mounted, it shakes like a bitch. My Sportster doesn't, it shakes a little bit, but I know Matthew Williams was talking about it one time while we were sitting at a red light going through Mackey Valley. Actually, I think we just got into Cherokee. And he was like, dude, he's like, your front end is just about to bounce off the ground. When he sees this thing running, he's going to really think it's going to bounce off the ground. This thing bounces like two fat bitches on a freaking bunk bed. But once it gets to around 3,000 RPMs, it smooths out. You can't even tell you're on a bike. I mean, it just feels like you're floating on air. Which is going to be amazing for long trips. Now, I've had a couple of people, like Wolf and Crow, and Wolf's World, or Timmy, whatever you want to call him now. Him, and then Reggie with 2 Gs asked me why I got the same bike twice. Because this one looks an awful lot like my Sportster. It's just a lot shinier. Well, the way I answered them was because I wanted to. And I didn't really pick this color. If I were to go into the dealership and, you know, they would be like, hey, we have the hard candy custom with the silver and then the red candy, I might have picked the silver just because, but this one I bought from a friend, so I didn't really have a choice. And if I were to go into the dealership and get the same exact year, same color and everything, I would have spent easily $3,000 or $4,000 more than what I spent. Also, this thing only has 2,600 miles on it. This is basically out of the box brand new. I mean, he had it for like 2 or 3 years, barely rode it, and he's been trying to get me to buy it ever since. He's just, I don't know if he just doesn't like to ride or just doesn't like the bike or what it was, but when I was able to buy it, I happily obliged and I bought it. And I love it. I just got to get a back seat, get some things to carry the wife on, because that's one of the main reasons I got it, was to have something to carry the wife on for long trips, because the Sportster, she does not like it. She's not very happy on the back of that thing. But anyway, I'm about to be back to work. I'm on lunch break right now, and I'm gonna get back to work, and I'll see you guys here in a couple hours. Well, alright everybody. Oh yeah, it's a long day of work. It's a chilly day too. It's maybe 55 degrees right now. Didn't really have a lot of warm weather these past couple days. Yesterday felt pretty good. It was actually pretty warm yesterday, but today the warmest it got was like 56. And I cannot stand these handlebars. They're far too freaking wide. I mean, you're used to seeing videos of my Sportster where my hands are like right here. These are like way out here. Feels like I'm trying to hug the air. It's definitely, I get a lot more wind on my body this way. I feel like I'm a kite about to take off. Like the wind's just gonna carry me away. Dang, this thing handles well. Surprisingly well for as fat as it is. I mean, you think with a little short fat bike it wouldn't handle as well, but yeah, this thing handles very well. A lot better than my Sportster because, well, my Sportster has 6 overs and the rear is slammed, so obviously it's going to handle a little bit better than that. So I can't really compare it to the stock Sportster because I don't feel remember what that feels like. It's been a while. And as soon as I get a fuel pack, this thing has Vance & Hines short shots on them. You know, the typical exhaust that pretty much everybody on a Harley gets. But whatever, I mean, they were already on it when I got it. Might as well use them. But it's got baffles in them right now. So, I mean, it's got a good sound. But as soon as I get a fuel pack to get it tuned, to keep it tuned right, because Harley tuned it when he had the bike split on it. They suck at tuning bikes. You hear this? Of course, it's not going to do it now that I talk about it. There it goes. Yeah, it does a lot of that. Which, I mean, some D-cell pop is normal. So, I mean, it's not that big of a deal. But I got a feeling it could be tuned a little bit better. Plus, I'm going to be getting a new air cleaner. I can't talk right now for some reason. I'm getting tongue-tied. But I'm going to put a new air cleaner on it, open the breathing up a little bit. So I'm definitely going to have to tune it again anyway. So there's a few things I got to buy for it. Over time, I'll get them. It's not going to be all at once, obviously, because I don't have that kind of money right off the bat. Especially now that I got a bike payment. But yeah, I need it's got this ugly ass Mustang wide vintage solo seat. And it's the same kind of seat that I had on my Shadow, but this one has those ugly ass rhinestones and little like leather tassels hanging from it, and it looks gay-tarded. Andrew, if you're watching this, you have the gayest taste ever in seats. So I'm gonna get a good 2-up seat. I'd prefer it to be a one-piece 2-up seat instead of having, you know, like a solo seat with a pillion pad. So I'd prefer the one-piece, and then a sissy bar so I can actually carry my shit with me, because I've had to keep everything in pockets today. And when it gets real hot, I'm not gonna really have any pockets to carry it in, because I'm not gonna wear a big ass jacket when it's hot. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll try to get another video out maybe next Saturday. I don't know. Now that I got a new toy, you know, I'll be not really doing more riding, but just doing a lot more, I guess you could say, pointless riding. Instead of just back and forth to work, I'm going to be doing, you know, a lot more joy riding, as you normally would with a new toy. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And as always, have a nice day.